And here we are saying the grade 4 decks are dead. Bushiroad decided to give each and every grade 4 deck in existence, well, with the exception of Estasis, a promo that actually does help in terms of their game plan. Not so much for Nirvana, but then again, the other 4 does have like a really insane support. Who says grade 4s are dead? This video is sponsored by Phoenix Pharos cards. If you need supplies of singles or splits for Cardfight Vanguard, especially the ones in the video, do check out Phoenix Pharos cards today, and as a bonus, use the promo code MetaNerd to get an amazing 5% discount. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the MetaNerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Willdress. In this video, we'll be going through the support cards that each of the grade 4s actually receive as a promo over the course of, I think, 2 to 3 months, and it does provide some arguments in terms of whether or not the grade 4 should be run inside the deck. I mean, of course, not every single grade 4 at the moment is viable, but they are still pretty strong. Don't underestimate them. Without further ado, let's take a look at what the promo cards for each of these grade 4s actually bring to the table. First off, for Nirvana, we have Chakrabarthi Dan Saien. This is a set order. Auto, when this card is put into the order zone or discarded from hand for the cost of your Vanguard's ability, if you have a Vanguard with Nirvana in its card name, you draw a card. Second skill, continuous order zone. If you have a Vanguard with Nirvana in its card name, when your rearguards with Virina in its card name would be put into the deck or bind zone by your opponent's card effect, put all of the Trickstar from that unit's original dress into your hand and put that unit and the rest of its original dress into the drop. So this is not necessarily only for the grade 4 Nirvana, it actually is applicable for Nirvana Jiva. This set order does let you draw one of when you discard or set this order card to the order zone is absolutely nice, because Nirvana at the moment do have the on discard skill to basically superior call your Trickstars, as well as one Prayer Dragon for Nirvana Jiva. This draw one is actually super nice, which makes this set order a very prime target to be discarded in order to get the draw, meaning that you don't actually minus your hand, which is definitely going to be nice. Plus, you only need like one of this order card in the order zone and you're pretty much good to go. The second skill of this set order is basically there to protect your materials as well as from being removed or returned to the bottom of the deck. The only card that was being affected by the binding as well as return to the bottom of the deck is the Overdress Virina or Cross Overdress Virina. This essentially lets this deck has a very good fighting chance against binding decks, which, you know, right now there's a lot of binding skills going on, and of course there are some skills that basically put to the bottom of the deck. This set order basically helps you keep your materials into your hand as well into the drop, so that you don't lose everything and instantly lose the game. So it's a very nice protection skill, and you basically just have more sustainability in terms of, you know, your materials as well as Trickstar. However, the only problem of this card is that deck space within either Virina's deck isn't really the more flexible one, because I mean, you guys already know how much of a pain it is to deck build a Nirvana deck. It's not easy to deck build a Nirvana deck. I think that much is pretty clear. Feel free to disagree if you think Nirvana deck is the easiest deck to deck build. I don't think so, but you guys could prove me wrong. This card does provide quite a bit of protection for Nirvana, but not really that great. Moving on for Dark States, we have Impediment Slicer. Active Rearguard. If you have a Vanguard with Bruce in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost Counterblast 1, search your deck, soul or drop for up to one grade 4 card with Bruce in its card name, write it as stand, return this unit to the deck and shuffle it. Second skill, Continuous Guardian Circle. If you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Bruce in its card name, this unit gets 10k shield. So Persona writing Bruce is basically doable. I mean, Persona writing Bruce here means that when you go to the grade 4, you still have the Persona write. How are you able to do this, you might ask, is that you basically wait until turn 4 and you just Persona write the grade 3 and then use this skill to rewrite back into the grade 4. Since the Persona write power is still retained because you, the player, are the one getting the skill instead of the Vanguard, yeah, you basically get a 10k power to your front row on a grade 4 turn. Simply broken. However, the game plan does not really change because you are still waiting for turn 4, which is quite late in my opinion, because right now the meta is shifting like very fast. Your first grade 3 turn, you need to have a very impactful first grade 3 turn in order to have a very good chance of winning. However, going second is improved just a little bit, because You could use this card to directly go into a grade 4 because the grade 4 is triple drive and it's basically just giving you a triple drive Vanguard, which sometimes is beneficial in terms of going second. I mean, this card is more or less gearing towards the OG Bruce rather than Vehemence Bruce. You do have a slightly better first grade 3 turn due to you rewriting into the grade 4, but then again, it's still only a triple drive Vanguard. Most of your skills are not active yet. The improvement is just very slight. It's not like a game-changing card to have in the Violence Bruce deck. It doesn't really matter where your grade 4 Bruce is. Basically searches your deck soul or drop to rewrite back into the grade 4. So this card is very flexible in terms of that, which does encourage you to run less grade 4 Bruce and thus open up space for other stuff to run inside a Bruce deck. But then again, you're basically trading grade 4 Bruce for this card right here. So in the end, it doesn't really matter as much. But then again, running more of this card than the grade 4 is actually good because this card is a 10k shield, provided if you are grade 4. So that's the trade-off. One thing that is holding this card back is the one Counterblast. I mean, we all know how Counterblast hungry the OTK build of Bruce is. For every single Counterblast available, they increases your chance to OTK your opponent. With this, eating one Counterblast is not looking very good. So this card to me, in terms of a Bruce deck, is just making the OTK build a little bit more consistent with more power as well as more survivability. But usually in an OTK build, if you don't OTK the opponent, the next turn you're basically dead. So a little bit sad, but yeah, this is what we got. Not really the support that I am looking for, but we'll just have to work with what we can get. Next up for Cater Sanctuary, we have Sage of Progress Lobron. Maybe she plays basketball in her free time. Active Rigor Circle. If you have a Vanguard with Bastion in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cast Counterblast 1 and put this unit into the soul. Choose up to 1 grade 4 units with Bastion in its card name from your hand and write it as stand. So going second with Bastion just got even better. You can directly go into the grade 4 Bastion thanks to this card here, which basically solved the going first and going second issue that Vanguard Standard is facing at the moment. And we do see the balancing in terms of this card checking if the opponent's is grade 3 or greater. So I applaud Bushi for making an effort to solve the going first and going second issue that Vanguard has. And you know, the community has been complaining about this for a very long time. However, do keep in mind is that you are -2 to instantly write into the grade 4 deck, because not only do you need to call this card and this card moving into the soul to write, you also need to have a grade 4 in your hand, which means that you are -2 to write into the grade 4. But I don't think it's going to be a problem because of this order card right here, Forbidden Surrogate. This is the new Regali's Peace order card that I think is tailor-made for Bastion. You are able to search either 2 grade 3s or 1 grade 3, 1 grade 4. You call the grade 3s and you put the grade 4s to your hand. This promo card and 1 grade 4 Bastion to the hand, which essentially set up for the whole superior writing mechanic. What's not to love? This card is absolutely broken in terms of a grade 4 deck, as well as any deck that has a very good grade 3 rearguard that they almost certainly want to call out. Do not sleep on this card. I'm telling you, Forbidden Surrogate is going to be super broken, provided your deck has a grade 3 stapler card. And similar to Bruce, the grade 4 Bastion do have access to personal right power. I really like this card better than the Bruce one. This card is just amazing in Bastion. Next, for Magnolia, we have Friendship Fairy. Active Rigor Circle. If you have a Vanguard with Magnolia in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cast Counterblast 1 and put this unit into the soul. Choose up to 1 grade 4 unit card with Magnolia in its card name from your hand and write it as stand. So this card is like a copy and paste skill of Bastion superior writing. It's basically the same skill. It's just that this unit is a grade 2 and Bastion is a grade 3, which kind of makes sense in a way. And once again, it does have access to personal writings. But of course, the question comes is, do you really want to run a grade 3 Magnolia in this deck? I don't think so, because grade 4 Magnolia is so much better than grade 3, but it is an option for you to personal write before you even go to the grade 4. Unfortunately, since this is a grade 2, it is not searchable with Forbidden Surrogate, so it's a little bit sad. But Stoichia decks have stuff that basically superior calls from the drop zone, so I think that basically covers the whole consistency in you getting this card on the field for you to superior write. And it does give you 1 soul, which you could use for other skills. So at this point, I think we do see a trend that for all the grade 4 decks, it basically solved the going second problem of them, which I think could basically encourages people to go back and play the grade 4 and perhaps make them more relevant a little bit. Just a little bit though. Lastly, we have a promo for Seraph Snow. Security Upgrader. Active Rearguard Circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Seraph Snow in its card name and you do not write this turn, cost retire this unit. Search your deck, soul or drop for up to 1 grade 4 unit card with Seraph in its card name. Write it as stand, and if you search the deck, shuffle the deck. If you wrote the card, your opponent choose a card from their drop, imprison it in your prison, and the cost of the original auto ability of that written unit decreased by 1 Counterblast until the end of turn. It's a really long skill, but this card is game changing for Seraph Snow. Not only are you able to, directly search for a grade 4 that may or may not be soul charged to the soul or discard to write, you are able to imprison one of your opponent's drop as well as decrease 1 Counterblast for the grade 4 Seraph Snow. It's insane. It's literally insane. Similar to the Bruce promo, it doesn't really matter where your grade 4 Seraph Snow is, except of course the damage zone. You are able to write into it. The cost reduction is actually a godsend for grade 4 Seraph Snow, because Seraph Snow right now is actually limited to the Counterblast usage. So the opponent could just Counterblast deny a Seraph Snow player and they are not able to activate Seraph Snow's skill to imprison stuff. And not only that, you are able to imprison 1 unit, which will then powers up your front row and highly likely unlock the 10 cards in the prison to give your front row a +1 critical. This promo could basically put Seraph Snow on the map. Cost of this card is negligible because you have cards that basically superior call from the deck, which I think is just disgusting. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section of what do you think of the grade 4's promo. I am excited to see the grade 4 return to the meta scene. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course do ring the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.